All right, so I asked ChatGPT, how did people claim their estate held in trust with the crown in English time? And it says, in medieval and early modern England, land and estates were often held in trust with the crown, especially in the feudal system, where land was typically owned by the monarch. This system meant that landholders were considered tenants of the crown, and their rights to hold and pass on land was granted in exchange for loyalty, military service, and other obligations. When someone sought to claim their estate held in trust, it typically involved the legal process through the courts and various forms of acknowledgement of rights. See, forms of acknowledgement of rights. Okay. So here's a breakdown of how it worked. 1. Feudal tenure and the crown's role. Under the feudal system, land was granted to individuals, lords, barons, knights, etc., by the king. But the ultimate ownership always rested with the crown. This landholding was called tenure, and the individuals holding land were tenants in chief of the monarch. Even though they had control over the land, they owed certain duties and services like military service or financial payment to the king in exchange for it. The crown was seen as the ultimate authority over the land in the kingdom. Seems like that's the same thing happening right now here in Belize. Estate 2. Estate inheritance and claiming through heirship. When someone who held land in trust with the crown died, their heirs were typically entitled to inherit the estate, subject to certain feudal rules. The process of inheritance required the heirs to claim the estate through the following steps. Proof of heirship. Heirs had to prove their relationship to the deceded landholder. This could involve showing evidence of direct descent, like a family pedigree, or the presentation of a legal document or royal letters confirming their right to the estate. Another one is homage and fealty. Wow, that's the first time I've heard that word, fealty. The heir would need to take an oath of homage and fealty to the monarch or the lord who held the land on behalf of the crown. Homage, oath of homage. This was a formal acknowledgement of loyalty and acceptance of the crown's authority over the estate. Okay, what is this word right here? Fealty. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so the feudal tenants or vassals sworn loyalty to a lord. They owed. So this is how you. Let's see. It's not working. Form an acknowledgement of loyalty to a lord. Wow, isn't that interesting? So the heir would need to take an oath of homage. Homage. Let's see, homage. Expression of great respect and honor. An oath of homage. Homage was a ceremony in which a feudal tenant or vassal pledged reverence and submission to his feudal lord, receiving in exchange a symbolic title to his position. Okay, it constituted the vassal. It consisted of the vassal surrendering himself to the lord. What? Symbolized by his kneeling and giving his joint hands to the lord. Oh my God. Who clasped them in his own. thus accepting the surrender. Oh, that's interesting. Fealty was an oath of fidelity made by the vassal. That's another word here. The holder of land. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, so payment of fees. The heir may be required to pay certain fees, such as a relief, a form of inheritance tax paid to the crown, and livery of Seisin, a symbolic ceremony in which the heir formally took possession of the land. Relief was paid when an estate passed to a new heir and could vary depending on the size and importance of the estate. Letters patent. Oh, this is interesting. The crown might issue a letters patent or a royal decree confirming the transfer of the estate to the heir, officially recognizing their claim to the land. This is interesting. This is really good. 3. The role of the Court of Chancery. The Court of Chancery, which developed during the medieval period, was a court where many claims involving estates held in trust were resolved. This court dealt with matters of equity, such as disputes over the administrations of trust, wills, and inheritance. This is juicy. If there were any issues regarding the rightful claimant to an estate, the Court of Chancery would adjudicate them. This is interesting. This is really good. Number 4, the guardianship and wardship. In some cases, if the heir was a minor, under the age of 21 for men and 14 for women, the crown might take control of the estate until the heir came of age. The crown could appoint a guardian to manage the estate, and the guardian might be required to pay fees or account for the profits derived from the estate during the period of wardship. Wow, that's interesting. 5. Claims by Seisin. What is this word again? Seisin. Hear it anyway. Seisin. Seisin. Okay, law. It means the possession of land by freehold. In British English, historically, it's the possession held, especially of land. Especially of land. That's interesting. Okay. The concept of Seisin referred to actual possession of ownership to land. To claim an estate often involved taking possession of the land, either by physically occupying it or by receiving symbolic possession, such as the delivery of a piece of earth or the keys to a manor house. Interesting. 6. Estates held in trust, later periods. By the late medieval period and the early modern era, the use of trusts had evolved. Trust became a way of landowners to ensure that estates would be managed according to their wishes, often to avoid the complications of feudal inheritance. The concept of a trust allowed individuals to leave property to a trustee who would manage it for the benefit of the heirs or another party. When someone claimed an estate in trust, they typically had to show that they were the rightful beneficiary under the terms of the trust, which could be established through documents such as wills or deeds of trust. Isn't that interesting? Wow, this is really good stuff. Number 7, claiming through royal letters and charters. In some cases, individuals could claim land held in trust through special royal charters or letters of grant issued by the monarch. These documents were used to confirm the transfer of land rights or provide a formal legal acknowledgement of an individual's claim to an estate. Conclusion. In summary, claiming an estate held in trust with the crown in medieval and early modern England involved proving the legitimacy of one's inheritance, paying required fees or taxes, and possibly performing formal acts of loyalty, such as homage to the crown. The process could be complex, especially with the heir, if the heir was underage or if there were disputes over rightful ownership. Courts include the courts of Chancery played an important role in resolving these claims. Well, there you got it, guys. How did people claim their estates held in trust with the crown back in the days, which seem to be about the same thing happening right now? Everything is held in trust with the crown. But there you go. There you go.